Hi everybody, I hope that you're doing well. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, please go ahead, hit subscribe, stay with us if you'd like. And if you're one of my incredible supporters, welcome back. I'm doing a pick a card reading. Actually, it's got a few cards in it. So I want you to close your eyes for a minute and I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to look at the cards when you're ready, each pile, and then I want you to choose the one that you're drawn to. This will be deck 1, this will be 2, and this will be 3. Okay? So whenever you're ready, let us begin. I will put the timestamps as well below in the comments so that you can easily click to where it is that you want to go. All right? All right. For those of you wanting to deal with pile number 1, let's get into it. I'm just going to write down the timestamp so that, and it was 111. Beautiful. So, pile number 1. Let's get into it. It's the amethyst rock. You can look that up if you want to know what that means for you. Okay. So the first card that you've got out, which is pretty beautiful, is the healing card. All right. Card number 21. Illness and pain in your body is definitely a message that you need to slow down. Okay, so that's what this card is telling you. It might be time to look within and make important changes. If you're experiencing, say, any stress, or if you're feeling overwhelmed at all, or maybe if you're suffering ailments in your body, or maybe you feel exhausted or depressed, it definitely means that your body's trying to communicate with you. Because your body wants you, I guess you could say that it wants you to start treating it in a more loving manner and listening to the message that it's trying to relay. Maybe you need to become conscious of the areas in your life that you're avoiding or suppressing. And healing does take time, all right? It is a process. So the first step towards healing is to create a safe, loving, and supportive environment where you can listen to your inner wisdom. The action that is recommended with this card is to take a few deep breaths and relax your body. Place your hands on an area on your body where you may have pain and ask it, are there messages that you want to give me? Or maybe this message may come to you as thoughts or words, images, insights, feelings. Maybe it's even suppressed memories. And I say that because the card that came out below is emotions. But the emotions came out in reverse, which means I feel as though there's some negative repressed emotions that might be stuck and they're manifesting in physical ailments. It could be anything from a stiff neck to a pain in your calf, maybe in your shin, or your knees are hurting. Wherever you're stuffing these negative emotions that you don't want to feel, that is why I feel it's time to really get in touch with resolving it before it becomes something worse, right? Call on the divine healing intelligence to help release it, and also any density from the area, and watch and feel as dense energy leaves the body. Ask it to infuse the area with a green ray of light, and ask that all immune mechanisms of your body be activated and that your body now return to a state of perfect balance and health. And then try to use your mind to imagine a green light that's moving through your body and repairing it. Gently bring your awareness back to normal and then open your eyes, okay? And I think that the reason why some of you might be experiencing this in the moment is because I pulled out the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is somebody who's very vivacious, creative. She's always got something on the go, very busy, life of the party, all right? Gets herself into whatever kind of fun or mischief she feels like. She's very adventurous. That's the wands and fire side of her. She likes to explore. She likes to get out and about. But what she doesn't realize is that a lot of the adventure seeking is to avoid the one thing which she needs to address, which is emotions. Possibly, you've been into places and you didn't know what the outcome was going to be, and maybe that became very stressful for you. Maybe you got lured into situations that you didn't expect, and maybe that became your life process, which is just jump into the fire, right? Out of a frying pan and into a fire. You don't really know what's ahead of you, but you're ready for the adventure. But the problem is that when you go that fast, you then gain up all of this experience, whether it be positive or negative. And then the negative, if you keep stuffing it and not dealing with it and processing it, because you're moving from one situation to the next, to the next, to the next, then what happens is you're going to get yourself in more of a mess, and things are just going to pile up. Your emotional glass is going to fill, and then it's going to blow. And how it blows is by manifesting in terms of physical illnesses, okay? So Spirit just wants you to slow down a little bit, take some care of yourself, be good to yourself in this moment. And especially important is that Into the Unknown card that came up in reverse. It says inexperience plus overconfidence can definitely lead you into a dangerous situation for which you're unprepared. Always remember that wisdom comes from experience. Keep an open mind and enter this part of your journey with alert eyes. Don't assume that you know this territory. You may not recognize what is hidden by camouflage, and this is definitely not a time for careless adventure. Isn't it ironic that the Queen of Wands is such an adventurous soul, and there she is wanting to just jump in and go do something else and go do something. But if you don't know, and you don't slow down a little bit, and you don't deal with processing experiences from the past here, then it's going to manifest in physical ailments. Okay? So that's deck, or pile for that matter, number 1. I hope you enjoyed that reading, you guys, and I wish you a great rest of your day. Hello everybody. Okay, so for those of you who chose pile number 2, that's got a quartz crystal on it. Let's get the cards out for you. Got Soulmate in reverse. Got Coming Apart in reverse. Got Heavenly Signs. We've got the 6 of Wands. Okay. So what I'm getting from Spirit regarding these cards is that some of you have not met your soulmate yet, but you are longing to find them. I get that sense when I look at the 6 of Wands and this individual is on a horse. I feel like some of you are saying, I feel good, I'm recognized, I'm doing well, I've accomplished many successes, but yet I'm still missing, especially with this Coming Apart card being in reverse. You still feel like you're missing that part of you, which would be the soulmate energy. You're happy being successful. You're doing extremely well, but yet you're wanting to finally meet this person, right? You're wanting to know why they haven't appeared yet. But the good news is that your soulmate is not far from you. If you want to connect with them, it's about opening your heart, calling them in, and then just having some patience. If you're not ready to accept your soulmate, then keep working on self-love with this 6 of Wands card, all right? Accomplishing victories as you go along, overcoming hurdles, and knowing that you will be drawn to that soulmate like a magnet. And how will you know if it's them? You'll be drawn to them like a magnet, and you'll feel an immense sense of familiarity, kind of like you've known them before. Your capacity to love will definitely increase dramatically, and you're going to experience higher states of consciousness. No one can touch your heart in the same way that a soulmate can. It's important to note that your soulmate will not necessarily be your partner. Because some of you might be wondering, well, I'm looking for my love. Where's the love of my life? Yada, yada, yada. But it's not like that. They may actually come in a complete different form than you've imagined, but will offer you incredible wisdom, growth, and expansion. It's important to be aware that we connect with our soulmates when we are ready to truly evolve and move to the next level of consciousness and life experience. We attract them into our lives when we need to open our hearts fully and learn about unconditional love. So it looks as though with this Six of Wands energy, maybe there's a confusion in terms of self-love versus feeling good about yourself. It could be self-esteem or vanity. And that's okay. It's easy to get them confused, right? So perhaps, you look in the mirror and you love what you see. But that's not what self-love is. Self-love is all-encompassing. It means loving every single part of yourself. And with this coming apart in reverse, I feel like it's saying you're still not whole. There might be things inside that you still need to work on, such as any repressed parts. So in that case, what would be good to do is to delve into shadow work, because that helps integrate so that you can come together. All right? And that coming apart, it usually states that a situation is unraveling. So the best plans are leading you into a tricky maze. But the challenge is to separate the elements of the puzzle to get the better perspective on what's happening here. All right? Possibly you've lingered too long in a place where you just don't belong anymore, seduced by a temporary solution. But as you untangle yourself, it's important also to remain and maintain a sense of humor. So remain in a state of enjoyment. Don't fret about things, because you're going to learn something valuable that you'll need later when faced with a more dangerous situation. So just breathe and know that you're loved. All right? That's what that card says. And also, follow the heavenly signs. You'll know you're on the right path when you're seeing number of coins or feathers, or perhaps you hear a song on the radio right after you think of it. All kinds of weird synchronicities, or what we would call coincidences. That's letting you know that you're definitely moving forward. All right? But have no fear. Whoever's looking for their soulmates, they are not far. And the next piece of your learning and journey here is coming, okay? Because you've successfully completed another. And another thing too is that we need to kind of fall apart before we can be put back together. So if a situation is unraveling and it's not making sense, just know that this is about you going within, doing some integration work, and then you come back together whole, ready to move forward, in which you'll meet your soulmate and then continue on with your learning and ascension. Okay? I hope that helped you guys, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. All right, you all, for those who chose pile number 3, let's get into it. Another quartz stone. I love that stone. It's absolutely beautiful. Let's get into your pile and see what messages Spirit has for you today. Okay. So you've got procrastination. You've got the Wizard of Awareness, healthcare change, and Queen of Swords. All right. So regarding that procrastination card, you need, well, the words associated or the quote associated with this card is you need to change your tune and stop putting things off to tomorrow that you can do today. All right. That seemed a little forward. I'm just making sure I get you the details from the book here. It says that you're being called into action and there have been important tasks that you have delayed. Even if it is something that you don't want to do, like cleaning the house, paying bills, looking for a job, losing weight, doing your taxes, studying, all of it. Now is the time to definitely take responsibility and move forward. The point of the power is always in the present, and this card is showing you that if there's an urgency for you to take action, there is one now. If you are putting off something that is meaningful to you and doubting whether or not you can do it, the message is to have courage to face your fears and do what you love. What is the worst thing that can happen? You make a mistake. And even if you do, you'll learn. Isn't that great? Especially with this Queen of Swords. She's very brave. Very brave. All right? And the action associated with this is to make a list of all of the tasks that you've put off. Make another list of the things that you have started and not completed. And then write a third list of things that you would love to do. Then write down what actions you can take today to free your mind and shorten that list. Which actions will you take in the next week? Make a grounded, practical plan. And for the next week or two, keep this card close to you. Well, you can't keep this close, but you could always watch this video back. And look at it every time you become lazy and delay things that need to be done. All right? And I think that the Wizard of Awareness is also the reason why this card came up would be to step outside of yourself and just look and observe yourself, right? Observe why you're procrastinating. Maybe you just feel as though everything got on top of you, okay? And maybe this is regarding health. Maybe you just haven't been taking care of yourself in terms of going to the gym, eating right. I don't know, it could be daily routines such as daily facial cleanses, whatever it is that you need to do. Spirit is trying to draw awareness to you. And with this Queen of Swords energy, she is somebody who is about being truthful. But also it's about boundaries, internal boundaries. So even if this has nothing to do with a specific health situation, you will feel better psychologically, emotionally, as well as mentally and physically if you draw yourself some boundaries. And even making that list like we just talked about would be a huge help for you, because then you'll be able to tackle things, especially if you feel as though things got really intense, got on top of you, got to be too much, and now you're feeling overwhelmed. All right? I also love that Wizard of Awareness card because it comes to you as a warning. And that warning is that if you put too much force behind a desire or a specific outcome, it robs you of a true and full experience. So it speaks of stepping back, because maybe what's happening here is you're procrastinating on other things because you're putting way too much effort into one certain thing, right? As opposed to balancing the whole. So basically step back and take your energy away from the situation and then focus on gratitude for the ever-changing conditions of life. Perhaps maybe you were so focused on something because you were trying to control the outcome of it, which is possible. But maybe it's also because you're just not trusting in your highest good or in your own power. So it would be a good time to meditate and be still, and any effort that you put in to sorting out, balancing your life is going to pay off huge. You'll wake up feeling more clear. You'll have clarity of thought. You may even figure out a purpose, but I think it's a matter of just slowing down and drawing that line with that sword and making sure that you walk each of those lines. So yes, I'll clean this today, I'll do this tomorrow, I'll do this next week, and stick to it. Stick to the boundaries that the Queen of Swords has implemented, and it may just help you get control back of your life. All right? And even if this is to do with a person or a situation, it's possible that you're procrastinating because even though you are aware of this situation, you might be afraid to make a change or to cut something out or to cut someone out. And the reason why you might be afraid of that is because that forces you to have to give up procrastination, because if you were to leave a person, then you're leaving the energy behind that they bring to your life, and then you're basically stuck with yourself, to look after yourself, to take care of yourself, to focus only on yourself. And that can get very scary if we've procrastinated on things that we wouldn't allow ourselves to pay attention to, right? So things could be coming up in your conscious awareness now that you need to face and you need to deal with, because there's changes here that it looks as though need to be made, but it's for your highest good. All right? So treat yourself with love, respect, but make sure you create yourself some inner boundaries that you live up to. When you hold yourself accountable, you start feeling more self-respect and you feel more motivated because you're in control. You're in control of whatever it is you're trying to do or accomplish, for that matter. Okay? All right, you guys, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and thanks again for stopping by. Take it easy.